Indeed. Yo, Bodie. Big walk, big as short town, nigga. You know that shit. Yo, hold up, wait a minute. We spoke it in the booth. It feel like you're Satan with him. You never feel pressure. I'm comfortable, like I'm living with the Huxtables. These other niggas is Lunchables. Fool, they bite-sized rhymes that get devoured. Started from the mud, I put in work 1,000,000 hours. If they the plug, I'm the outlet. I gave them power. My goal is to keep on killing these cowards. Give me my flowers. My rubber documented. Since I got out the slammer, grind harder than bad breaks. Flow nice like your grandma. Sauce got me out my body. I'm just out here trying to function. I be doing what I do real good. Can't tell me nothing. It's rhyme. Nigga, I'm the one that be motivated. To the point that I overkill, now they overhating. I see them pack these moves up like these niggas overstay. Boy, I be gliding on these beats like a roller skate. Let me talk to them. I just lace up my beats and proceed to walk on them. Shit. Let me talk to them. This that L-I-N-Y shit. I got this. Let me talk to them. I just lace up my beats and proceed to walk on them. Shit. Let me talk to him, this that L-I-N-Y shit, I got this. Yo, it's Bodie. I do it big all around, that's Roddy Pody. A short town to yeah, these niggas know me. A L-I nigga that came through swarming without a warning. I been raining on them, baby, I'm storming. They ain't on shit but drugs and lean. Know some niggas from when I was younger that grew up to be fiends. They can't stand me like a step pops or your drunk uncle. Stand tall or you gon' buck. I gets it on when it's time to perform. You niggas gon' fumble. Shit, I used to be the underdog till I got my shit up. Now I'm the one that they looking for. I'm in the game cause I built the ball. These niggas on the ladder outside of the window reading the score. Shit, of course I'm leading the score. And no, they can't even the score. Cause I made it to the point it ain't even no more. This shit is a fixed fight, it can never be broke. You might think you can rap good, but you can never be spoke. This shit is a fixed fight, it can never be broke. You might think you can rap good, but you never be spoke. Let me talk to him. I just lace up my beats and proceed to walk on them. Shit. Let me talk to him, this that L-I-N-Y shit, I got this. Let me talk to him, I just lace up my beats and proceed to walk on them. Shit, let me talk to him, this that L-I-N-Y shit, I got this.
Such a long time since I saw you. Been such a long time.
Yeah.
Since I saw
I'm never dumbing down, forever get my paintbrush bloody. I'm on the canvas, lyrically dancing, I gave you rappers chances. I'm so advanced with my words, verbiage, and pushing grammar. My verse is vivid, it's like I'm lyrically using camera. And oh God, I destroy records I flow on. I'm so ahead of these rappers, I'm out their solar system. My pen prolific, Brody, I write raw. If you recite my lyrics, get Bobby Brown's jaw. Everything I draw on, get painted like I Bob Ross. You diss me on the song, I'm at your world tour M-Force, clapping like I encourage your encore. With Glock 21s, I'm a savage and it's on God. And on God, I'ma continue to make this gritty music. That dirt under my fingernails, no kiki music. I hear you kiki into it, but I just shy away. It's either that or give you a tour inside a lake. Area. It's getting scary and getting spooky. You acting stupid like I will up it and shoot the shooters. I had these rounds around your dudes like they hula hooping. Give them a lift to heaven, but they won't need an Uber. I have you wrapped in plastic for that cap you wrapping. A headshot is a headache, but you won't need an aspirin. The tip of the hollow tips look like an asterisk. I hit you with this 30 till it spin you backwards. And we are not the same, I write with a passion. It's levels to my pen, rewind me to catch it. Yeah, I just killed a song with facts on me. No, I'm about to kill this song with facts on me. Mickey.
Rain on her when I'm brainstorming. Umbrellas break form, skyscraper shake form. The plates foreign, superhero with a cape on him. Your day boring, she complacent, but she ain't talking. You ain't scoring like you played Jordan. She told me that you're Oregon, that's what she's stating. She don't hate Portland. Enough about your mate whoring, back to real business. Hold on, I had to poker, no bluff and deal with it. Hungry for 7 digits, waiting on my meal ticket. Real gifted, telling foot soldiers we can still kick it. We all human, but the skill wicked. I run with rain like Gary Payton on fast breaks. I'm still different, wheel whipping. GLE, bumping ELE, cause I bust a rhyme and every line is the DMV. Mad long for you to break down, I'm a GMC. No truck driving, that's a car scheme. B&E, cause my DNA is TNT. Blowing up in the deed is not DMC. Gotta call an ENT. Look where they medicine, you probably thinking GNC. You silver spoon, got your hand held more than PSP. I'm PS5, you a PS3. It's more graphic, ignore traffic when I'm in the EXT. So tell the waiter that I like my water free, or it's bounty on your head like Trump in Puerto Rico. Facts.
Since I saw you, been such a long time. Since I saw you, been such a long time. Since I saw you.
From the pissy elevators to juggle nails, for niggas bubble still. Catch you trolling like rubble stills. Better had thumping skills. Rockin' gyms and I'm unforgiving. How these suckers living and they duck when you hunt to get them like seductive women. Shit, 0 fucks given. I ain't Brian Pumper. Send these shots to me like an iron tucker. I ain't just a bomber, I'm some other shit. And I ain't cover my life with a couple skits. I write and you bump this shit. I write, niggas I like the truckin' shit. You don't wanna battle who doggy paddles from a sucking shit. Titanic, gigantic, hot, damn it like hot. Granted from volcanic pressure. Don't panic, I'm manic depressive. Can't be aggressive, Anakin, brandishing weapons. Standing with legends, kick ass to answer the questions. Shit, Richmond County, I mentioned proudly Elizabeth, Albert, your visions cloudy. Fuck y'all.
Enough to make a nigga go crazy. Go crazy. Enough to make a nigga go crazy. Go crazy. Enough to make a nigga go crazy. Go crazy. Enough to make a nigga go crazy. Go crazy.
Look, I used to roam the hood and smoke blunts with niggas in staircases. Some rob clown niggas with bare faces. When I hear y'all cowards talk that tough shit, none of it dare face me. Shit, some of my close friends was wet babies. Shinobi blade to cut up your faces, copy and paste. South Park creative tactics when I hit the stage, tidy ho. You uncle fuckers gay fishing, tiny clothes. Your mama is a big fat bitch. That's why your daddy goes suspect niggas like hard and little baby. Y'all in love with boy pussy, be swallowing niggas crazy. Put a pause on it, squeezy and grizzly. I'm putting paws on them. Bet I bait your bitch with my glizzy, she like a jaw on it. And I say, Cal God, take me away. Skip to my loo on some air one and shake up your legs. Weeble wobble, heard you caught the disease and need a doctor, lyrical AIDS. No fucking with me, you need Truvada. Y'all rappers little bitches, I'm fixing to pull your traded bras. You got a spark, but not enough flames to try and grave the guards. I waste my arm, they haven't changed your heart. Plus, they know I can't shoot for shit. I'll hit you cause my aim is off. This fat ass kid who's masterful with language arts, Magneto, Village genetics, we fade and rip and praise apart. I let you bum niggas have your way. My biggest fan is my Grady told me, tell you niggas run the fade.
Enough to make a nigga go crazy. Go crazy. Enough to make a nigga go crazy. Go crazy. Enough to make a nigga go crazy. Go crazy. Enough to make a nigga go crazy. Go crazy.
Man, so here we are, y'all, for another dope episode of Let's Get Activated podcast. You got me, your girl, Samantha Lavelle, and we got the amazing 88BlessedBeats in the building.
What's good? How are you? Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, my pleasure. So we were just vibing out to 3 dope tracks, incredible production, I must say.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Man, I was there nodding my head and everything off camera, getting it in.
Hey, look, it's not all me. Shout out to Spoda, shout out to Rain, shout out to Mickey Fax, shout out to my brothers Jamil and Squeegee. I mean, without them joints wouldn't have been what they were. So, it's them.
Most definitely. So you got to definitely, break down, each one, just kind of how you guys got together, the thought process and all of that. I guess we'll start with I Got This since we started the show off with that.
Okay, so Spoda, I actually learned about his music from my homie Gavin, great producer. This is hip hop, does great music. He actually posted a song from him one day, and I'm just like, yo, like this dude's dope. Like, he kept posting his content, and I'm sitting there listening. I'm like, I got something for him, and like, you just listen to certain things, and you're just like, I could have a chemistry with that person, or like whatever. So I tapped in, and then I think I sent him a DM like, yo, bro, like, I'm definitely a fan of your work. And he tapped into my IG and heard some of my beats. And he was like, bro, we got to do something. And I'm like, all right, say less. So, I was just sitting here, this is like my quote unquote studio, in my living room. And I was making, the beat for I Got This. And after I made it, I sent it to him, and he texted me back and was like, yo, it's a go. I'm going to have this back to you by tonight. I'm like, what? Like that's one thing that I can say about Spoda. Like his work ethic is crazy. Like if you send him a beat, like he's on it. He's ready to work. He's hungry. So I sent him the beat, and he did his thing on it, and he sent it back, and I'm just like, oof. Like he just went crazy. So that's how that happened. And ever since then, we've been back, we've been talking back and forth. Me and him definitely want to do something in the future as far as project wise, maybe like a little EP or something. So, that'll definitely be in the works.
Yeah, you got to do that. That was dope. And then the next, you worked with, Mickey Fax, Rain featuring It's Mickey,
Yo, listen, yo, this one, first of all, shout out to my brother Rain, man. Rain has been, in my corner ever since I started. And, he was like, bro, like, he took a chance on my stuff. There's certain people that really give you that chance, and he's been doing this for a minute. So, he's been rocking with my beats for a minute, and, he heard the beat. Actually, like I said, my IG lives have been so great to me because, there's people that'll tap in while I'm making something. That's what he does. Like he's great for that. Like I'll be making something and he'll hear it and go, don't send that to nobody. I need that. Like he'll just go, listen. Yeah. Like I was making the beat for Mirrors, and I was making it, and he was like, "Bro, what is that?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I heard the sample, pitched it up a little bit, made it sound different, threw some drums on it," and he was like, "Yo, I need that." So he was actually getting ready to do his album, The Quill, and I'm very grateful to be part of that album. Has some great producers on there. This is Hip Hop, which is my boy Gavin, myself, No Mass, PA Dre was on there. Just great producers. Gerard Hinton was on there. Like everybody from top to bottom, great production. And he put that on that project, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna get a feature on there." I'm like, "All right, bet." So he texted me back. And I'm like, he was like, "Yo, I got a feature for it." I'm like, "Who?" He was like, "Mickey Fax." I'm like, "Yo, get the fuck out of here." I'm like, "Yo, like, nah." He was like, "Yeah, man, I got Mickey on this." I'm like, "Yo." So once like he wouldn't let me hear the track until the actual project dropped. So I'm waiting for this thing to drop. Like I like at 12 o'clock midnight. I'm like, yo, I can't wait to hear this. So I listened to it, and man, Mickey just went crazy. Like they both went crazy. You know what I mean? But just having, because I'm a fan of Mickey Fax. I've been a fan of Mickey Fax for years. So hearing his bars on your production, and I've only been doing this for about a year and some change, is definitely like, I'm very grateful, and like it's just dope. And that was one. So.
Yeah, that was dope. And Mickey definitely is a dope, down to earth individual. So that was definitely dope. You got on the track, and in time out, we gotta rewind what you just said. You only been doing this for like a year and some change?
I started last November. So I've only been doing this for about a year and some change. I've only been doing this for about a year. So, it's just day by day, I just try to get better. The endless nights, just really sharpening your swords, just really taking the time to learn every little intangible of what production really means. Like, I do say, like, when it comes to this, you'll lose friends, even family will get mad at you, but you got to look at the bigger picture and just know that if you want to be great at something, you're going to lose a lot of things on your journey. So, but you're also going to gain a lot of things on your journey as well. So, I've had friends come at me sideways about, hey, you don't have time for this and that. But the people that really love you or really know how hard you're going for this because you love it will understand what's going on. So I can just say, like, the hours I put in after working a 9 to 5, when I first started, I would be on this thing for 14 hours. I would actually have, my relatives or people come to me like, yo, Trav, have you eaten? I'm like, nah, I haven't. I've been trying to, get better at what I'm doing. So, between that and just really just buckling down, having great mentors, a list of producers that I can name, shout out to my homies Syer, Xavier, shout out to my homies, Jay Hustle and Motto. Those two cats, man, that's the rig right there. We call ourselves the rig. So, those two brothers, like, they took a chance on my beats when I first started. Like, between that and then my homie Silk, who lives actually around the block from me, great rapper. Just so many people like that believe in you before you even believe in yourself. Right. So that's really what did it, and that's really what kept me going. So once people start believing in you and just really start pushing you, like, like, you just that's all the energy that you need. So that's how that started. So.
Well, most definitely. Well, for all that hard work and grind, you literally been going crazy, which is the name of the third track that we actually played. That's crazy production. Man,
shout out, Jamil and Squeegee went off on this, man. That Harbor Kids project is going to be something crazy, and DJ Grasshopper always on the cuts, just epic. You know what I mean? The funny part about this beat was when I sent it to Jamil, he was like, I was like, yo, bro, I got to do more to it. Like, it's not good enough. And I sent him like a little 45-second snippet. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yo, what is that? I'm like, yo, bro, like, it's just something that I just felt. It just felt like certain beats just feel good. You don't got to explain how you broke it down. It just feels good, Right. So when I sent him the snippet, he was like, bro, don't do nothing to that. Just keep it the way it is. Dirty, grimy, just keep it just like that. So I did that, and I sent it to, Jamil, and, he sent it to Squeegee, and, they're like, them two cats is just different. So, them going back and forth the way they did on the track, and then Grasshopper with the cuts, and then with the ODB sample in it, like, it was just different. And I'm like, when they dropped their project Harbor Kids, like, I'm looking forward to being a part of that, and that's going to be on that project. So, that was crazy, So, it was crazy. It was crazy. So,
man, very dope. And then just growing up, like, for you, do you remember when you first fell in love with music?
Yeah. So, my brother, who passed away from congestive heart failure, he really got me into hip hop at a young age. His name is Mark. You know, I would listen to Wu-Tang in his car, in his room, you know, different artists like Jay-Z, Biggie, things like that. And he really put me on game to what hip hop really is, from the Busta Rhymes to the, you know, to the, you know, just everything, you know? So, you know, that's where my love started. And then ever since then, it's just always grown and it's grown and it's grown. You really gotta, you know where you've come from to, you know, move forward. So, you know, there's times where I don't feel inspired and I'll sit back and listen to the Wu-Tang album and I'll go, oh, listen, this is getting me back to the essence. You know, this is getting me back in a better zone. So yeah, I miss him dearly. And like that's one person I can say that if he was here, he would definitely be proud of me and probably have a lot of insight on a lot of the music that I make. He'd probably tell me, nah, take that off, take this, move that. You know, he's not a producer, but just from his ear, he'll go, listen, this is what I feel like would be dope, and I would definitely take it. You know, I would definitely listen. So, but yeah, that's where the start really happened for me, and ever since then, it's just been, you know, hip hop for me. So,
Right. Are there any other, like growing up, any other genres that you kind of interested you, captivated you?
yeah, I mean, you know, growing up, you know, we always listen to the jazz, the R&Bs, the blues, things like that. You know, so you know, I heard a number of things within the household, you know, living with my mom and my aunt, you know, from the Patti LaBelle's to the, you know, just so many different artists, you know, just in general, the Sade's, you know, I can go on and on, the Luther Vandrosses, the Kenny G's, the, you know, just everything that you hear within a household, you know, you just come back to. It's kind of funny how life goes full circle. You know, you remember hearing these things as a young kid and then sampling these things in your songs. It's just crazy. And it's just like, you know, like they would have been proud, you know, like, you know, my uncle who also passed, he great influence on me when it came to jazz, you know, just it's crazy, you know? So, you know, that's where my music influence really came from, just being in the household with them, and they just love all types of music. And then you just sit back and you're just like, wow, it's crazy how I use all these samples in my music today. So
Yeah, that's great inspiration. You know, definitely rest in peace, you know, to your family members that have passed. But I think they would be very proud of you, and they're probably watching you, maybe
oh yeah,
even doing a
yeah,
little inspiration,
oh yeah,
you know?
definitely. You know, I know my cousins up there, like, yeah, man, like this is what I would like if I was down here. So, you know,
It's a beautiful
yeah,
thing. And then like
definitely.
growing up, and I know like the area you grew up in, I used to kind of be in there too. There's a lot of music influences around there from what I remember.
Yeah, so actually, I'm actually from New York. I was born in
Mm-hmm.
Manhattan. I was,
Yeah.
you know, I lived in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
Then moved to Long Island, and then moved out here. So, you
Right.
know, I'm from New York. So,
Yes.
you know, just all those influences from that, and then
Mm-hmm.
moving out here, you know, you get the best of both worlds, and you get all that. But yeah, there's a lot of great talent in Willingboro in general. Like it's just endless. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it's just, you know, from, you know, I know a bunch of producers from the Mike Zombies to the Cardiacs to the, you know, it's like there's so much talent, you know, in this town in general, not just with music, but sports, with, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just so many different things. So yeah,
That's crazy. And being right by Philly too. So, you know,
yeah. So yep. So
you know, gotta get back to the Jersey heydays. See, I just reminisced for a
yeah,
minute.
yeah. Hey, listen, yo, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean,
Yep, I know that's
ain't nothing
right.
wrong with that. Ain't nothing
So
wrong with that.
right, nothing at all. And so when did you decide, like, hey, I mean, I know it's only been a year since
Mhm.
you've been producing, but I mean, even before then, did you kind of think about doing that?
So, okay, so this was the thing with me. I never actually thought I was, all right, so this was my self doubt. I
Mm-hmm.
never thought I was actually good enough to be a producer. I always thought like I had an ear for sampling and I had an ear for just good music. You know, there were times where I would catch myself sitting on a couch or sitting in my room or sitting in the living room just listening to certain songs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, man, if I would like throw drums here, or I would, you know, loop this, or I would, you know, and I'm just sitting back, just bopping my head and stuff. And I'm just like, yo, like maybe I should try it. And I still remember, you know, to this day, you know, I think it was it was 2 summers ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was 2 summers ago. And my homie Xavier, the one that I mentioned earlier, he'd been producing, you know, for a while, great
Mm-hmm.
producer. And he was like, I looked over at him because I know he's been doing this for a minute. And I'm like, bro, I'm thinking about producing. And he's like, for real? I'm like, yeah, man. Like, you know how much I love music, and you know that, you know, I love hip hop. And he's like, yo, bro, like, just buy your stuff and, you know, let's work.
Right.
So it took me from like August to like November to when I started to really be like, all right, Trav, like, stop bullshitting, go get your stuff, buy your machine, buy your software, and start. So I bought it in November, and just from that day, you know, he's been by, like I said, he's been by my side helping me. Like he's been the one person I'm very thankful. Like, I'm thankful for everybody who's helped me, but he was there from day one when I bought my machine and started doing this. He's helped me with everything. So, you know, that's always going to be family. And, you know, he's helped me, you know, fine tune everything that you're hearing right now. So, you know, and, you know, he's still, you know, with me, you know, so, you know, me, him, and my homie Syer are actually working on stuff together, working with different artists. So yeah, like that's when I really started. I was like, yo, listen, it's time for me to try this, you know, because I'm tired of listening to dope samples and hearing certain stuff, and I'm just like, yo, this is what I would do to it, you know. So like, I was like, I got tired of it. I'm like, yo, let me just buy this, and then after that, it was over, you know. So after that, I just kept, you know, just kept going and kept going and kept going, and boom, you know.
Wow. What inspires you the most to you know, just to create a sound? Like, is it like just a sample that you'll hear and then you'll just go off of that, or what's your biggest inspiration just to kind of get going, or your creative process, I should say?
There's times where I listen to certain samples. There's certain times where, like I said, I'll go back to certain albums that really hit you differently. Like, you know, the old Wu-Tang albums. I'll listen to, you know, old Jay-Z albums. I'll listen to Biggie. I'll listen to, you know, Ghostface, and, you know, I'll listen to a whole bunch of things that really put me in a zone where it's like, all right, let me, you know, zone in. Or I'll go, which is funny, I'll go on YouTube and watch the Rhythm Roulette series, where they have a bunch of producers. They blindfold them. They send them to a record store. They pick three vinyls, and they have to make a beat out of whatever they find. So I'll watch that. Yeah. So I'll watch that, and I'll be like, I want to be on this level. I want to be able to where you're able to blindfold me, put me in a, you know, store. I got to pick three samples and make some of the dopest shit that you ever heard, you know? So, you know, from listening to episodes like Ninth Wonder and, you know, Beat Butcher and Derringer, Apollo Brown, DJ Muggs, you know, there's so many different, you know, I mean, I wish Alchemist did one, but he didn't. But, you know, there's just so many, it's just so many different episodes that I go back to when I'm not feeling inspired, and I'll be like, yo, this is, all right, I'm good. Like, let's get it, you know? So that's really what I do when I have those down days.
Wow, that's dope. Inspiration, entertainment, and inspiration all in one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And definitely, and how did you come up with, I'm sure you've answered this question before, 88 Blessed Beats. Break down that name.
Okay, so I was born in 88, so that's the first part. I remember sitting on the couch one day, and I'm listening to a sample, and you know how I just told you about how if I'm listening to something, I can break it down in my head on how on what I would do with it if I was a producer. So this was probably like months and months before I even started, you know, just doing any type of, you know, music, you know, like producing. And my mom, she sits next to me and she goes, how are you thinking about this? Like how are you, like your mind state is different from anybody else I've ever heard listen to certain songs. Cause like we'll sit down, we'll listen to like a you know, like an oldie or something, like a Luther Vandross or like anything, like in any type of oldie. And I'm like, like, I would take this part and this part because those I feel like would be the illest parts that you could sample within a rap song. Mm-hmm. And then we went through like 4 or 5 songs, and she's like this is like you're blessed when it comes to that. Like you can hear certain things and be like, hey, like I would use that there or use this there, you know. So that's why I got the blessed part, and then, you know, beats. So 88 Blessed Beats. So that's where I came up with that.
Right. Dope logo too. But by the way, who created your logo?
Oh yeah, shout out to my brother Jay Martin, man. Great, you know, great artist. You know, he actually did that for me. off the strength. I said, bro, I need a logo, and he went crazy, and I love it. Eventually down the line, I actually want to, drop some T-shirts or something. Maybe some hoodies if people are like, if they're feeling it. So yeah, shout out to him, Jay Martin. Follow him on IG. I can't remember the IG name exactly, word for word, but if you type in Jay, I think it's Jay Martin or Joe Martin Cox. So if you follow that, like, his art is dope. So.
Yeah, we'll definitely stalk him. Yeah, I think it's great. It's very eye-catching and stuff too. So definitely dope work for sure.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, sis. Yeah, and it does look dope on the stage too.
See, look. See, look, we all helping each other. See, look, see.
Yeah. Got everything set up. Got everything set up. And we got another joint that we got to play because I know you sent this to me at the 11th hour.
Oh yeah.
You know which one. Do you want to break it down before we play it for him?
Yeah. So is this the Conway? Yeah. So yeah, this the one. So funny story behind this one. So I sent this. Well, actually, shout out to my homie DJ Invasion Blend. He went crazy on this. He's great at what he does. Like, his blends are just untouchable. And I sent him a beat, and I'm like, bro, like, when I first made this beat, I wanted Westside on it. Like I said, as a first year producer, we all have dreams of maybe that one artist actually hopping on a beat that you produced. So I'm like, bro, this song was tailor made for a Westside Gunn verse. So he was like, yo, what you got? So I sent it to him, and he was like, yo, I got something for that. So he found, I can't remember where he got the verses from, like the songs that he used, but he found songs that Westside had done, and then he had gotten a hook from a Conway song, and he meshed it. And when he sent it back to me, I was like, yo, what is this? He was like, yo, like, this is the blend. So I sent that I sent that to all my homies, and they text me back like, yo, you got the Griselda feature? I'm like, yo, like, calm down. It's a blend. Calm down. It's not that serious. But just like, it just shows, how great he is, blending his tracks. You would think that Westside and Conway was actually on the song, right? But I have made beats, tailor made for them, for Westside, for Conway, for Benny. One of my mentors, J.R. Swifts, who's done many songs with them, many tracks. He's been on, a lot of their projects. He gives me feedback and a lot of, help and love when it comes to me learning. And I made this joint, and it just felt good. So yeah, when I sent it to the homies, they was like, yo, bro, you got the Griselda feature? I'm like, not yet, bro, but I think Westside would have went crazy on this if he really had a chance to hear it for himself. So,
All right, so we're gonna drop that then here on Let's Get Activated right now. Now, this is off of a Bandcamp, but hey, that's dope. It's on Bandcamp, so
it's on Bandcamp. So
Yep. We got it. Let's go. Let's drop it.
I wanted to come with, some of the grimiest but fly shit I could come up with, cause like that's basically my whole style,
Hey yo, luxurious fly shit. Do the shit in my sleep, nigga. Hey yo, the graceful, gun in his mouth like it's tasteful. Bricks on bricks like Rayful. Half a man in the safe blue, last shepherd neck all chalky next to Jesus. Judas 8-1 or 8-2. What's the plan? Max 16 here with a fan. Wearing gloves when we way up. And go your April script and yeah up. Whip. Fold the tech like it's laundry. Shot the whip. Shells barely missed the call sheet. Praying to the most fly. My plug talking numbers, sniffing coke. My man killed my other man, it's like they both died. Stretch 1 and 2, then we breaking them down. Make a love to
body fall. I'm still on May block pulling Mozzie's off. The most dangerous. The most dangerous machine. Yes. Catch a body with my old ratchet. Shoot him in his face, it's a closed casket. The most dangerous. The most dangerous. Yeah.
Mac check, check. Keep your chain tucked, that's your best bet. Investing and invest, that's a waste. My aim bad, I still knocked off his face. I'm in the spot, copping ace by the case. Freeze gripping pipes going out of space. I got the bass, work premium. Cocaine slash the jeweler like they needed him. Slipped so much he went from a double X to a medium. Added baked soda for the seasoning. The nigga nose fell off, they got the new one. Camera shot the black 4, shot the blue one. Niggas said he fucked with me, I never knew him. B-Lunch and Bennett, all my niggas pooling. Must've gone Land Cruiser cruising. P12, we had the mash on them, lose them.
Invasion. Wig shot, then the body fall. I'm still on May block pulling Mozzie's off. The most dangerous. The most dangerous machine. Yes. Catch a body with my old ratchet. Shoot him in his face, it's a closed casket. The most dangerous. You niggas is in the way. The most dangerous. Motherfuckers. Look.
Griselda.
Man. They had me with the stank face. Damn.
Man, yo, shout out to the almighty, man. GXFR, man. That's different.
Wow. You did that. Yeah. No wonder you. I'm glad you sent it to me at the 11th hour. I was like,
I no, but I felt bad because I'm like, yo, like I'm putting all these extra tracks on her. She's trying to set this up for a certain time, and I'm just like, yeah. But that's one, you know, as new producers, you know, I mean, as a new producer, I could say it's so hard to get your stuff into the right hands. You know, you have to know that one A&R or that one connect that can really get your stuff through to that person. And you know, it's a battle, but I just really felt like if Westside would have heard that, I feel like he could have did something with that. I could be wrong, but I just feel like he could have did something with that. So I had to see for myself, and my homie Invasion Blends made it happen. And that's not the first one that we got, because I just sent him 5 more beats, so that's not the first blend that you're gonna hear. There's gonna be a lot more. So
man, yeah, you've been putting in your grind, like for real. Like I said, I can't get over the year, but I know you said you have put in 14-hour days. I mean, you have a lot of work out there. I was investigating. I was tapping in.
Hey, listen. Like I said, I always appreciate when you tap in. So, you know, when I be on lives going through my samples and going through certain, you know, things, I'm just trying to, you know, just sharpen my swords, and that's all I can do. Just take it day by day. You know, one of my mentors, Freemind, he said, you know, if you're good to the game will be good to you. So, you know, if you don't put the work in, you're not going to get nowhere. You know, all these great producers, you know, they just didn't, you know, sit around and wait for it to come. Like I said, you're going to lose friendships. You're going to lose family. Some people won't understand why you're doing what you're doing. Some people may feel offended, you know, because you're not hanging out as much or you're not doing certain things. But this is what that will get you, you know, if you keep grinding and keep doing what you got to do. You know what I mean? Like, I can't wait to see where I'm at in 2 years' time or 5 years' time. You know, there's certain artists that I really want to work with, and I take that seriously. So I put the hours in, you know, to sharpen my sword so I can send them a beat that's worthy of them listening to. You know, I don't want to send no trash over, you know, so it's like, you know, so that's why, you know, I put that time in, and you know, it's going to come, you know.
It is going to come. And, you know, you led a perfect segue. You know, what artists are you looking to work with?
If I had to choose, you know, there's the RJ Paynes I would love to work with. You know, it's just, I mean, there's like top tier artists that I would love to work with. You know, obviously everybody wants to work with Hove and things like that, but that's like, you know, that's once you really are established. But there's certain like underground rappers that I would love to, work with. My homie Naps and Dreads is great. I worked with my homie Jamil. There's people within the umbrella that I'm doing tracks with. Shout out to Mickey Diamond, my homie Pro, Josiah, Snotty, La Preem, all of them over there at the umbrella. I got a bunch of stuff coming with them. My homie Sub. That whole team I've worked with, so I got a whole bunch of stuff coming with them. So, I was, thankful enough to be able to work with them because I've listened to them before I even started producing music. So it's like when you get to work with people that you've started listening to in your car, it hits differently. There ain't no money amount. There's nothing that can take that away. So I'm thankful to be working with them. It's crazy. I'm just taking it day by day, and just people are really latching on to my sound, and it's wild. Like just hearing people from overseas, hearing your stuff. I did a joint. Shout out to K-Prez and my homie, the Inglorious Poet. I did a joint with them. Inglorious is overseas in the UK, and I was working with him, and my homie K-Prez, who's in Jersey, great artist. We did a joint together, and that went crazy. And it's just wild how people just latch on to your sound when they're really feeling it, and I'm just grateful for that.
Wow. Yeah, you're doing great. I mean, and your beats are like dope. I love it also that you're preserving the culture, if you will, for lack of a better term, with your music. So I can definitely tell you have that ear with it. I mean, it's appealing to everybody, but I just appreciate how you are, taking the culture into account as well.
Thank you. No, and that's the thing. I never want to lose myself when it comes to this. Like when I started this, I knew the music that I wanted to make, and I'm not going to stray away from that. Some people sometimes they compromise their own sound for a bag, and I understand. We all love money, but
right.
I love the sound that I make. So it's like, I want to keep making that sound. Nobody's going to make me change for a bag. I may do one beat for you, but I'm not going to change my whole style because the bag's bigger. No.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. Just going to keep it authentic. That's what it is. And see, we were talking about, like, oh, you might need to take some time off, but I don't think you're going to get much time off.
I mean, it's just, because I'm trying to finish up this project that I'm dropping, and I just really need to take a step back because sometimes, like, I found myself overworking myself, and my creative spark was going away. So, speaking to my peers, they go, bro, take like a week off. Like, don't touch the machine, don't look at it, don't do nothing. You feel me? Just go out, do you, live life, and eventually it's going to come back to you. Like, you're going to hear something, you're going to go through something, you're going to, whatever the case may be, life is going to hit you differently, and you're going to start making different stuff. And I remember, I was going through a bad drought. Like, I couldn't make a beat for like 2 weeks. Like, I was going through it. Nothing just wasn't sounding right. The samples wasn't hitting, the drums was hitting. And I think I went to my homie crib one day, and I think he was playing something, and we were just vibing, drinking and stuff like that. And then I went back home the next day, and I remembered the song that I heard at his house and the sample. And I heard the sample, and I downloaded it. And I'm like, I'm in a slump. Let me just see what I can do with it. Just started playing around with it. Boom. Just like that. Things just started to come back to me. Like, it's just, sometimes you just need to take that break, So, yeah.
That's good advice for anybody so they don't get burned out.
Exactly. So,
yeah, I agree with that. And now I know you're using the machine and things like that, but have you doing anything with playing instruments and such too?
Well, I actually want to get a keyboard because I do want to start playing keys. I do want to get there playing bass lines and getting better with my bass lines. We all have weaknesses, and I got to get better at playing bass lines and things like that. I want to get better with actually playing stuff. Chopping samples and stuff is cool, but I want to get better at drumming. I want to get better, at my drum patterns. So yeah, it's all a work in progress. But yeah, I definitely want to get better at playing keys. Definitely.
Hey, practice makes perfect. And the way you've been doing it, like I said, once again, for just a year, you're doing it like somebody that's been doing it for a while, from what I hear.
Yeah. So, I appreciate that.
You've been on it. And then you were speaking about the new project that you're kind of working on now. You want to kind of break it down for everybody?
Yeah, the LCI project. That's dedicated to my aunt who passed away from cancer. I know throughout this whole interview I've talked about people who've gone, but that's just the reality of it. But yeah, this is my first beat project. It's going to be a mixture of just beats and there's going to be a couple songs on there. But this is a dedication to her. She helped raise me along with my mother, and this is going to be the first project that I've dropped as a producer. So I know people have been in my ear. My homie Sean Reckless, Free Mind. There's been a whole bunch of producers that I follow and that I'm cool with that's been like, yo, Trav, like, what you waiting on? Like, they asking for it, bro. Like, just do it. I'm like, you know what? It's time. So, this is going to be for her. And I've dropped little snippets on IG and stuff, but I got stuff in the tuck that I'm adding to this project. I'm going to have features on there. I don't want to disclose them yet, but there's certain people that's going to be on there. So yeah, I look forward to people hearing it. And yeah, this is for her, and this is my like introduction to the game. So.
Oh, I can't wait for that. And you say like there's going to be features. I know you can't disclose much, but is it like like vocalists too, like singers as well on it?
I might get one or two people to try and do some hooks, but it's mostly like the underground world, like the underground rappers and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I may try to get one or two people to sing some hooks or something like that if I do find a beat that I feel is good for that. But most likely it's going to be like some underground gritty stuff. So but. So
We can't wait for that. But reason why I was saying that because your beats, I mean, I think they're universal where there could be, some singers getting on there, because there's been some singers doing things with hip hop. So
exactly. Yeah. So there's beats I made. There's certain beats where my boy's like, yo, man, like you can have like a chick sing the hook on that, or you can like do something like that. So I actually have a joint with my homie Inglorious Poet, talented singer overseas. Her name is Josie Couch. She's great, and me, Inglorious, and her have a joint together that's going to be on Inglorious's project. And so now that you bring up the R&B factor, like there's going to be a hook on one of the songs. So so I do have one in the tuck, but I do have friends who are great singers, and I do need to get more into my R&B bag because I've been asked many times, Trav, what's good with the R&B beats, man? Like I need something. So that's one lane that I would love to get into eventually.
I think there would be, I think it would be great. And I'm sure there's probably some indie artists that probably, maybe of both genres have reached out to you. I'm quite sure. You know how IG is.
Yeah, no, definitely. My DMs, sometimes I get stuff like, hey, do you do R&B? Do you do trap? I made a couple trap beats, I'm not great. My homie J.O. the Boss Man, he's a great producer as well. He's killing the trap beats. He be going crazy. And he's been to my crib and played a couple of his joints. I'm like, yo, the trap joints sound crazy. Like, but that's a whole nother lane. I'm trying to get better at my gritty hip hop lane first. And then once I master that, then I can go into the right lane and go, all right, I'm gonna do this trap or I'm gonna do the R&B, but I want to master this lane first. And like, you really never really master it, but you just know like, all right, I'm comfortable. So now I can move on, So
right. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. But yeah, you're always grinding, like you mentioned the IG. A lot of times you're going live, just on there. Just creating, some beats and things like that, which is awesome.
Yeah. So I know that eventually I want to get. It's crazy. I want to get all my homies who are like producers, like in one studio, and we just talk shit, vibe, and just create beats. So, just chill, just like on some chill shit, just create a whole vibe to where you could just, make some dope shit, and that's when the stuff happens when you least expect it.
Right.
So that's just one thing that I want to do eventually. So.
I like that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
That would be really dope. Just getting a lot of producers together, because I think a lot of times some people forget. Yes, we have the artists; they're great, but there's the producers too.
Start giving the producers their credit.
Yes. Yes.
Start giving the producers their credit. We need that. And like I said, I'm not the one to talk. I've only been in the game for a year, but there's certain producers that I've been cool with that have been doing this for a minute, and they're like, "Yo, we finally getting our our just due." when you look on Apple and Tidal and things like that and Spotify, they don't list the producers. Now they just started doing that. Right. Sometimes you just see the artist and the featuring artist. That's it. Now they're starting to list the producers. I'm like, it's about time, because even me being a fan, I would hear certain songs and wonder who did the production. I'm sitting back, I'd be like, hey, was this Ninth? Was this Knots? Was this Crisis? Was this, was it Just Blaze? Was it, I want to know who did the beat. Nothing. So it's like, I'm glad that they're finally starting to acknowledge producers and putting them within the producer, putting them within the credits,
Definitely. Much respect to the producers. And what would be your advice for, up and coming producers? Like, because we even have, young teenagers who are, kind of getting into that. What advice would you give them?
Just keep going. Like I said, I see some 12, 13-year-olds on IG that be going crazy. There was some little kid on there that was 5 years old playing the piano. Like, I think it was it's like 6 or 7 years old, playing the piano, playing the instrument. I'm like, who is this kid? Like, well, I'm like, yo, like, he's like a prodigy. I'm just like, yo, like, he's 7, 8 years old. Imagine what he's gonna be at like 12 or 15 or 18. Like, these are like, this is like the prodigies and like the future of music. So, I look at that and I'm just in amazement. And as a grown man, that makes you want to step your game up. Like, damn, like I gotta compete with this, and these little kids going crazy on the TikToks and the IGs. I'm just like, it's wild. But my advice for anybody that really takes this seriously is, like I said before, you're gonna lose people. You're going to gain people as well. You're going to lose friends. You're going to lose some family members. You're going to think you acting different. Friends are going to think that you acting different, but they don't really understand what this really entails. You know what I mean? This ain't something that you do for 20 minutes a day and then you go about your day. No, you put hours and days and weeks and months into this. There's certain producers I've talked to. They're like, bro, I've been doing this for like 14 years and I just got my break. Like I got my biggest placement after 11 years or 14 years after doing this, and that's why, I'm so grateful. Like I've been doing this for a year. Like, I didn't have to be in this bag. I could have been trash, but thanks to, my, the people who have helped me on my path and just me just working at it. Like I said, like get good people in your corner and keep a strong work ethic. That's all you can do. And God will take care of everything else. That's it. That's all you can do. And don't get discouraged either. Because I've had days where I felt discouraged, but no, you got to keep pushing. You got to keep going. And because then that spark is going to come right back and you're going to be like, yep, there it goes.
Yeah.
So
that's wonderful advice.
So just keep going. That's it.
Right. And engage. I was going to add that too, because you had reached out, you know what I'm saying? And, was already sending your, work that you've done.
Yeah.
Let me get on the show. So that's great of you to do that. Cause some people, they don't do that. They're.
Oh, no. Like I said, I saw your page and I saw, I tapped into a couple of your videos. I'm like, yo, I got to hear her and see like, yo, what's up? Like I'm trying, so like I said, I appreciate you having me on here. Like I said, I know you don't let anybody just come up here. So, I'm thankful for that.
Oh, no, you're dope. That's what it's all about, getting your shine. I mean, I know you've been on Iron Throne Radio and stuff, so you're really reaching out.
Yeah. Shout out to Strong Jewel. Yeah, I'm going to be up there in April to, be on her show. And, she's dope. I love her platform. She does her thing. And, yeah, like y'all both killing it. So I appreciate y'all.
Oh, we appreciate it. And you're going to be doing like a kind of a co-hosting or some production, or what are you going to be doing on there?
The way she explained it, I think it's supposed to be like a type of co-host thing. I'm not too sure. Like, but yeah, it's from what I understand, it's like kind of like a co-host type thing. So, I look forward to it because, her show's dope. She has, great artists on there, up and coming artists, up and coming producers, everything on there. So, it's dope. So I look forward to it.
That's going to be awesome. That way we'll definitely look out for that. And that way another place to see you.
Hey, listen, like I said, man, I appreciate y'all tapping in when it comes to me. So
no problem. Is there like, what is your ultimate goal just with the production? Like, what is your ultimate goal overall?
I mean, I guess there's no end goal. You know how some people like say, hey, I want to be, I want to make this much money, or I want to do this. Like, it's just really working with some of the artists that I've grown to love and grown up listening to. We, like I said before, we all want to produce for the Jays and the Nas's and the people that we really grew, like the Busta Rhymeses and things like that. Like that would be one of my end goals, to be like, hey, yo, Trav, you got a placement with Busta Rhymes, you got a placement with Jay, you got a placement with Nas, like, and that would be one of my, not end goals, but it's like that's one of my top goals.
Right.
Working with a lot of this like talent from the underground is already a blessing. So I've met a lot of my goals because I listen to these people on the day to day. So I've met a lot of my goals as is, because I love making music. It's not like I'm doing this for a bag or doing it because I can't pay my bills. No, I have a steady 9 to 5 and I do what people do. But, my goals have been met by just working with some of the people that I'm in my car listening to on the daily. It's dope to it's dope to ride in the car and hear your own shit. Yeah. Like that it's different. Like it just hits different, like because you made that. So it's like, that's definitely like a prize and like something that I hold dear,
Mm-hmm. Incredible. And I can see, another thing, get placement on a TV show or a movie. Hey, you never know.
Hey, listen. I never said, this, if it happens, it happens. That's God's work. So, I'm just taking it day by day and just going to keep working. I look forward to all the stuff that I got coming and stuff in the tuck that, that y'all about to hear. And yeah.
Man, we can't wait. I'm still can't wait for that project coming out next month.
So I hope y'all enjoy that. That's coming from the heart. I'm putting a lot into this. So yeah, I definitely hope that y'all enjoy it.
Oh, we sure will. And now I got to get deep. Everybody knows my deep question that I'm gonna get into for you because
What's up?
We all have one. We all have a story. So what legacy does 88 Blessed Beats want to leave behind?
Basically that my music set a tone. I had one of the artists that I worked with said, yo, that's 88. Like, that's 88 Blessed. Like, you want your music to leave an impression on the genre that you're producing for. When you listen to hip hop and you hear a Ninth Wonder beat, that's Ninth because you can just hear it. Like, that's Ninth. When you hear a Just Blaze, that when you hear Kanye, that's Kanye. I want people to hear my stuff and go like, yo, that's 88 Blessed. I know his sound and that's what that is. So just leaving that mark on the game and knowing, people recognize your sound and just enjoy it for what it is. That's everything. And like I said, just getting the acknowledgement from DJs overseas, in different countries, and it's all hitting me differently. Like it's crazy. Like it's nuts. Like when you get tagged and posts from people from different countries and things like that. Like it's crazy, and it just hits differently, and that makes me work even harder because if these people believe in you, you got to go hard. Complete strangers go hard for you, And that's what stuff too. Sometimes the people that are the closest to you don't go hard for you. It'd be complete strangers that be like, yo, that dude right there is serious. And I know what he brings to the table and I'm invested in his sound and what he brings to the game. Mm-hmm. So, that's everything. So that's also motivation for me as well.
I love that. And how can people, even though we got it scrolling along here, what's the best way for people to tap into you?
IG at 88 Blessed Beats. If you want to buy a beat or want to talk about making projects or whatever, 88BlessedBeats at gmail.com. I'm actually working on making a Twitter.
I think we lost him for a second. It's a little bit of pause, everybody. The technical stuff would activate it. If you're still with me, 88, because he is at a pause. I'm not sure if he got a phone call or anything like that, but this was definitely dope having 88 Blessed Beats on, and then you guys kind of seen how to tap into him. I'm just going to kind of re-show. So he's got, the 88BlessedBeats at gmail.com. And then, of course, he also has his 88 Blessed Beats at IG. I'm not sure what happened to him. He's still paused out. So he could have got a phone call. Y'all know how that goes. There he is. He's coming back. Oh, we got 3 of you in here.
Oh yeah, stay there. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I'm back. Yeah,
It's
I don't know what happened.
You know what I was doing? I was dropping your IGs and everything again and stuff while you went on a pause. So it's all good.
Yeah, no, I mean, I appreciate you. I mean, so like I said, I knew from the beginning when we first talked about this months ago that this talk would be dope. And like I said, thank you for having me. And
Oh, goodness. No, it's more than a pleasure having you. Definitely going to continue to tap in with your work, support you. Definitely be more than happy to have you back on. I have artists myself, so definitely I'll make sure.
I said I got to tap in with some of them. Like, so yeah, like I said, like, what's up? I'm with it. Like once I finish my project, I'm back in go mode. So it's coming at a high clip. You know what I mean? So
Yes, it's coming at a high. So everybody definitely, make sure to tap into him, because your work ethic is great from what you've been doing. You've definitely been grinding. You have so much work out there that I've already seen. And before we go, we definitely gonna have one more that we're gonna share. You got that snake skin, by Sean Links.
Oh, yes. Shout out to my homie Sean Links. He went off on this. Nah, I mean, shout out to my homie Coach the God. He already know what it is, man. Nah, I mean, Sean Links went crazy on this. Straight heat.
He really did. He really did.
He went crazy on this. So
he really did. How did you guys, how did you guys link up?
I met him through Jamil, actually. So Jamil, the one that I did Crazy with, I heard his music through him. And what's crazy was I was trying to send Jamil the beat, but I think I didn't. I guess my phone disconnected or something. So I forgot that I didn't send it to him. So I sent it to Sean, and I was like, "Yo, Sean, you like this, yo?" He's like, "Yo, this shit crazy." I'm like, "Yeah." I was like, and then when the song came out, Jamil was like, "Yo, didn't you send me something?" I said, "Yeah, that was supposed to be for you, but but it all worked out because we all cool." And like Sean went crazy on this, So yeah, I'm grateful. He went off.
Wow. So. Incredible. Definitely before we get into that snake skin, I want to thank you for coming on to, the show and just being so supportive, of me as well. It's been a pleasure, definitely a pleasure for everybody who's been tapping in. Thank you all. And of course, people, if you want to catch the replays, we are streaming now live on YouTube, several Facebook pages, Twitter, Twitch, CertifiedNationEntertainment.com. When we're done here, I will get it on the IG and I'll post on several pages. I apologize ahead of time to you for the tags. There's going to be a lot of tags.
Listen, no. Listen, I need all that. Tag me and all that. I need all that. So.
All right, because you know how I do it. So there will be a lot of tags, Hey,
yo, I need that. So I appreciate you. Keep tagging. Tag all that.
Definitely. That's going to be dope. So everybody, this was another dope episode of Let's Get Activated podcast. This was episode number 63. So it is moving with the incredible 88 Blessed Beats. And we're going to close. Yeah. And I should let you give your shout outs too. Before we get into that, any shout outs, any words of wisdom for the people?
There's so many people to shout out. Shout out to the Umbrella. Shout out to my homie Sierra, Xavier, Motto, Hustle, Jamil, Honesty. Like it's so many people out there that I can shout out. My mentor, Free Mind. There's so many people that I can shout out. They all know I love them, and yeah, like they help keep this movement going. When it comes to me, they always dropping gems, and without them, there wouldn't be a me. So I'm thankful for all my mentors and all my homies along my path, my homie Gavin, This Is Hip Hop, great producer, everybody who has helped me throughout my journey. Thank you so much. And all I can say is that, man, this clip is coming and, it's about to get spooky for the rest of the year. So yeah, I look forward to y'all hearing this.
Hey, we look forward. So y'all, again, another dope episode of Let's Get Activated podcast. And we're going to get into that Snake Skin by Sean Links, produced by the man himself here, 88 Blessed Beats. Let's go.
Let's go, nigga. Yeah. What up? I'm in the fucking building, nigga. Links. Look. Hey, yo.
nigga masterful. Let me show you what this rapper do. The guard snapping and spark slapping half of your crew. This is nothing casual. Gully shit, Scully had with the boots. The slugs stuck in your roof. Nigga, what's up with you? Another W. Your plans follow through. Trying to follow suit. Your foot in your mouth now. Swallow the food. Lit up the glue when the sour too. Then inside down a few. Contemplating making these power moves. That's how we do. Get familiar with it. Super dry. No Tommy Hill figures. I'm outside still in the building. Niggas still in their feelings. Hating my rhymes and how I pen them. Just the venom on the flagship. You see the emblem. I am him. It's no pretending. Running shit. I just saw pretending. Boy, I'm a menace. Going for the finish. Itching for the mic. I just gotta get it. I'm in the meat locker just to give you that rocky bit. This shit ain't going how you plan, son. Keep it a plan. We breaking hands, touch mics. You better think again. We make demands to get the place slid, nigga. What the fuck? This shit is rough. This is snake skin shit, nigga. Well, this heavyweight tipping off the scale. Get on track, snap and go off the rails. This shit sound hard as nails. Caught you in the field. Poppin' fly shit, it's all tails. We at war for real. I be wheeling swords at your grill. Hand me the steel. You can catch the shotty like Amityville. Let the cat peel. Stack mills, got drive like I'm at the wheel. You lack skill, boy, I'm past ill. They asking me to chill. Nah, nigga, it's up and it's real high. This ain't a real, it's real time. I got an ill mind. This the grind shit, fly like we in the sky. Ski man shit, like we in the skies. Nigga, this the renaissance. Official bars, really men like a fishing rod. A royal flush when I flip the cars. This shit is ours, get it clicking like a chicken bomb. Blow your shit to Mars, this the God. You ain't sick of Sean, nigga. This shit ain't going how you plan, son. Keep it a band. We breaking hands, touch mics, better think again. We make demands to get the place lit, nigga. What the fuck? This shit is rough. This is snake skin shit, nigga. Word up, yeah. This is snake skin shit, nigga. Yeah, place. What?